Sure.
I mean, that's all I got on my mind is where's my stepson, where's my stepson. As for me being with her and the kids, no, sir, I was not. Man, why did this boy have to do this? Just a little freak. Gossney.
Huh. I've never heard that name before. How old is she?
38.
38.
Okay, listen, this ain't fair to me. It ain't fair to the little boy either. We'll figure it out.
In the last episode, Brittany Gosney sat in a conference room at the Middletown Police Department and told detectives what happened to her 6-year-old son. Down the hall, behind a door you never saw in that episode, her boyfriend was telling his version. This is that room.
God, I hope they find him. God, please, from my stepson. He's a little freak.
James Hamilton. He and Brittany walked into this building together on Sunday, February 28, 2021, to report her son missing from his bed. Within minutes, the detectives separated them, and they have not been in the same room since. 22 seconds down the hall, her tape is running at the same time, and Detective Hoover carries what is said in one room into the other and back. Remember, early in 2020, Brittany was still married to James's father, Lewis. The money ran out, and the whole family moved in with Lewis's sister and her husband. Brittany started seeing the husband. He is the man in this room. 2 marriages ended over it. Neither couple ever filed the paperwork, though. He is 43. According to him, he's worked with Native Construction and Native Electric. Off and on, he says. He is up between 4 and 5 every morning to get ready for work. Children's Services already knew this family before this February. The police chief says they had bounced from hotel to hotel, in and out of the school district, Kentucky at one point.
What can I get you? Something to drink?
Yeah, what do you want? Mountain Dew, water, Pepsi?
Water would be fine.
All right, well, I'll be right there.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. You're welcome.
Damn, boy, why did you have to take off again, man? That's crazy, stupid. Can't believe you took off again, man. I really can't, James.
Hey, what's up, bub? Hey, did they offer you coffee? You want coffee or anything, or are you good?
I've been so sick, I've been feeling dehydrated. That's
Sure.
That's the best thing for me.
Sure. Is that one still getting cold, or do you want some more? That's good. Well, my name is McIntosh, and I'll give you one of my cards here before we leave. I believe you've already met Hoover.
Yes.
So, basically, we're all, I'm sure, including you, we're here for the same reason, trying to get some idea, some clue, some even remote idea as to what happened with James, is his name, right?
Yes.
So, So like I said, pretty much my standard thing, you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to, but we're all here for the same goal.
Same reason.
And, you're free to leave whenever you want, or whatever, but again, we have got to find this whole fellow.
Oh, yeah.
We have got to.
Believe me, that's the best thing I want.
So, let me start off, good. I'm glad to hear that, I really
That's the
am.
only thing I want.
Well, good. Well, let me start off by getting some information from you. Spell your first name for me.
James.
And your middle name.
You gotta have the full name. I don't like using my full name.
It's just for our record stuff.
Russell.
Okay.
Hamilton. Hamilton.
You don't like Russell?
No.
Okay, good enough. How old are you, Mr. Hamilton?
43.
And what's your birthday?
12/21/78.
And what's your social? And what is your address?
Middletown, Ohio.
Okay, hold on just a quick second, all right? Sorry about that. The fire department, big scanner radios over there blaring. I hate hearing you guys talk. All right, so how long have you lived on Crawford?
A month now.
A month?
Not even a full month yet.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to be paying the first month's rent. I'm gonna pay the first month's in deposit. So I'm getting ready to pay the second month's rent.
Okay. I got you. So where are you working at?
Work off and on for Native Construction, Native Electric.
Okay.
They're on Central. Of course, I've been off all week sick.
Right. Think you may have the COVID, or do you know?
Don't know for sure.
Right.
I mean, I went and I was tested. It tested negative.
They can say what they want to do. I don't buy them tests. I don't buy them things worth a shit.
The way I've been feeling,
right.
I mean, all congested down
right.
in here, all over my nose.
Yeah, it's more like sinus or pneumonia or something, sounds like.
Second one's what I think it is.
Oh, wow. Okay. So where'd you all live at before you moved to Crawford?
Stayed in a motel.
Oh, really? Where was that at?
Up in Centerville.
Which one, do you recall?
Not right off. It's one of them cheap ones. It was right up and behind Red Lobster.
Okay. Oh, okay, right there by Harbor Freight and all that?
Yes, sir.
Off Kings Ridge, maybe?
Yes, sir. That's the name of it, even.
And how long were you guys there?
We was there probably 4 months, maybe 5 months. I mean, we stayed down at night for a few weeks.
In Franklin?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there also was Motel 78 there right off the highway in Mason. We stayed there for, I don't know, about a month.
Sure.
That was the one in Mason's, the one we started at very first back. It was either March or May of last year when me and her got together, and that's where we first started, was down there in that.
So, what's her name again?
Brittany Gosney. Brittany.
And spell her.
Gosney. Gosney.
Huh. I've never heard that name before. How old is she?
38.
38. Just, you know her birthday off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So now, how many kids total are there?
3.
Let's start with the oldest one. Are these your children?
No, they're
okay.
Biological.
Okay. But you've been with Brittany for how long?
About 9 months now.
Okay. So they're coming up on being your kids.
March or May of last year.
Right. Yeah, you've been with her 9 months and 3 younger kids, and they may as well be yours, I would imagine.
Well,
Do they have the same dad?
no, they don't.
Does any of their fathers have anything to do with them at all?
No.
Okay. Well, let's start with the oldest one, and tell me that one's name. You know her middle name?
No, I do not.
Okay, what's her last name?
Gosney.
Gosney. And how old is she?
She's just turned 9.
9, okay. And do you know who her father is?
I don't know.
Okay. And give me the next one. And what's his last?
Gosney.
And do you know his daddy?
No, I do not.
Okay. How old?
He is 7.
7. And then we got little James.
Yeah.
And no relation to you, but you guys got the same name, correct?
Not the last name. His last name's Hutchinson.
You know how to spell it?
Hutcherson.
Hutcherson. Huh. How old is he again?
6.
And do you know who his father is?
Not right off.
Okay, very good.
All their birth certificates say it's unknown for the father.
Oh, okay. So are either of them by the same guy, by the same dad, or do you know?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So, I'm sure we'll kind of bounce back and forth, but just kind of take me, let's start yesterday afternoon at about noon. Yesterday at about 12 o'clock. Where was everybody at noon?
Home watching TV.
So all 3 of the kids, you and Brittany, were at home watching television.
Yes, sir.
Now, with that being said, I never made it in your house, so I may ask you a bunch of dumb questions, just like where things were. So where is the television?
When you first walk through the front door of the living room.
Kind of in the living room. So just from looking through, do you guys have furniture yet and all that?
We don't have beds and that for the kids and that. We got a mattress me and her sleeps on the floor.
Do you have like couches in the living room?
Couch, got entertainment stand, got TV.
So you guys are all in the living room, let's call it, watching.
They have their own rooms upstairs for them to sleep.
Okay.
So
do they have TVs up there?
Not yet, no.
Okay. So, yesterday at noon, you guys are all in the living room watching TV. What were you guys watching? Do you remember?
Kids' cartoons.
Okay.
I don't really pay attention.
Sure, I gotcha. I
basically sit back like this, sitting there watching my cameras, make sure nobody comes messing with me.
Right. So you've got surveillance cameras?
Yes.
Are they live or do they record anywhere?
They don't record nowhere. I need a hard drive for the...
Oh, I gotcha. So you just got so do you have a separate monitor for the cameras? Where is that at?
Hanging right above the TV.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So you guys have got, 3 cars?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had problems with people bothering your shit before?
When I first moved up here, I had a ATV stolen off
of me.
I made a police report about
Where were you living at then?
Over on Woodside.
Okay. So, yesterday about noon, you guys were all watching TV, watch cartoons, you're mainly paying attention to the surveillance cameras. So let's move forward to about, let's say, 2 o'clock.
Probably around 2 o'clock when I dozed off, took in a nap.
But all the kids, Brittany and you, were all right there?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you guys eat dinner?
It was around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Did you guys go get something, or did Brittany or you make something?
Brittany cooked.
What did she make?
She made pizza roast for the kids, and me and her just snacked on stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't really having an appetite being sick.
Oh, I believe it.
Sick.
I believe it. So that's about 6:30, you just said. So, you guys, but everybody is still right around the living room.
Yes.
So, what time did everybody kind of break and start going there? So, because if your house is like mine, you can only stand each other for so long.
9 o'clock. We put the kids to bed.
Okay.
That's when they separated from me and Brittany.
Uh-huh.
And then about 10:30, me and Brittany went to bed.
Okay. So, are all of your bedrooms upstairs?
No, sir. Me and Brittany, we took the front, I guess they would consider the dining room.
Sure,
but
sure.
instead of making it a dining room,
Oh, yeah.
I figure I'll just get a small kitchen table.
Yeah, yeah.
Give the kids each one their own bedroom.
Right, yeah. So all the kids are upstairs in their own room?
Yes.
So, you said they don't have beds, but they were on bed rolls.
Yes.
Like, and they're kids, they don't care. So,
Well, I do. I mean, as soon as I get my income tax, I'm gonna be.
and you've got a plan. I mean, and that's great. I mean, but I'm just saying the kids, I know my kids, they'd rather just sleep on the floor, the couch, or whatever they were.
I'd fall asleep just about anywhere when I was a kid.
Sure. So, tell me one more time, 9 o'clock, you said 9:30.
9 o'clock, the kids goes to bed.
Okay.
10:30, me and Brittany finally fell asleep.
Right.
We went in our room and lay down.
And you guys have a TV in there, or you just?
I got a little small one right now. I only got one TV, so I got
you. Sure.
I mean, for the kids, small one. I figured it wasn't fair for me to put it up there in one room.
Right.
And
they'd all be fighting, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
So this is about 10:30, you guys go to bed. 10:30 you go to bed, and did you go right to sleep, or did you guys stay up and talk, or read a book, or fool around, or?
Well, she's on medication. It knocks her out
Okay,
sometimes.
so
she goes to sleep pretty quick after she takes her medicine.
Right, what kind of meds does she take?
I'm not too for sure. She got anxiety.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know a lot of that will make you drowsy.
Yeah.
So, 10:30, I'm assuming she takes her meds then before she goes to bed?
About 9:30, quarter till 10.
Okay.
Right before we went to bed.
Sure.
Then we went
So you go to bed, so you all go to bed about, 9:30 kids.
No, 9 o'clock kids.
No, 9 o'clock, I keep saying that. Kids, and then?
It was 10:30, me and her went to bed.
10 to 10:30, you went to bed.
I don't have a clock, I mean.
Sure.
There's no clocks in there, nothing.
Right, and it's a guess.
The ex-wife that I'm getting ready to file a divorce and all that with, she, 90% of my stuff, I mean, she.
Okay, I gotcha.
She wouldn't give me hardly nothing.
Right. Well,
she made the comment she was going to make me pay, and that was the only way she could make me pay.
What's she claiming to make you pay for?
I have no idea.
Right.
Even her.
Sure. What's her name?
Priscilla Farley.
Okay. Is she local, or is she somewhere else?
She's still living there on Woodside.
Oh, wow. Okay. How long were you guys together?
17 years.
Oh, wow.
I got a step-kid by her that I raised there.
Right.
18 years old.
Right.
That was 6 months old when
we
first got together.
So, again, it may as well be yours.
She is.
Well, good. So after the kids go to bed, then you and Brittany go to bed about 10:30. Brittany goes to bed pretty quick, like.
Yeah.
And how long did it take you to go to bed, or did you just slowly?
Normally we turn the TV off, she'll lay on me, I cuddle up with her, give her a kiss, tell her love you, sweet dreams. So about quarter till 11, probably I fell asleep all the way. I mean.
Okay. So, what's the next thing that you remember?
I got up around 3:45.
Okay.
Went to use the restroom.
Okay.
I used the restroom. I went upstairs.
Where is the bathroom? Is it downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
When I got done using the bathroom, I went upstairs to check on the kids like I do just about every time I get up in the middle of the night.
Sure.
And I went through the rooms, noticed the boy, James, was gone. I went down, I got looking in the front door, it was locked. I looked at the back side door, it's unlocked.
So both of them were locked?
No, it was unlocked.
Oh, unlocked. The back
side door was unlocked.
So does it face Roosevelt or does it face Central? The side door?
It actually, I mean...
If you're looking at the house, it's straight out the back to the alley?
No, it is straight out the side door, 3 Crawford.
Oh, okay. Okay. I gotcha. So is it standing open? Is it unlocked?
No, it's just unlocked.
Okay. What kind of lock does it have? Does it have like
a deadbolt on it?
Lower?
Yes.
On the knob?
Just regular.
Like the knob? Okay. So, is there a screen door?
No.
So that door was unlocked, but it wasn't open?
No.
And was it locked when you guys went to bed, or do you have any idea?
I make sure doors is locked every night.
Okay.
I mean, them kids, they're so scared somebody's going to come in there and get them. And
Sure.
Look, how well the doors is locked.
Right. So,
keep telling them me and your mom sleeps right down here in the front room. That he's going to have to get me and her before they get you.
Right.
Or them come in.
Right. So is there a door on your and Brittany's room?
Yes.
Okay. And was that closed or open?
Closed.
It was closed.
Well, there ain't an actual door for our bedroom. We got 2 curtains hanging there for our private.
Right.
But we got our front door that comes in off Crawford. Then there's another side door that comes out that's right there in our bedroom.
Right there in your bedroom. Okay.
And I mean, all the doors stays locked. That one that goes in our bedroom.
So tell me again, what time did you notice him missing? Tell me one more time.
About 3:45, 4 o'clock.
So about 3:45 to 4 o'clock is whenever you checked in his room.
Yes.
And he was not there. So what did you do when you looked in the door and saw that it wasn't there?
Went downstairs checking the doors because he has took off one time before. I found him right out back on the basement steps. He was about halfway down. So I went in the bedroom. I slid my boots back on. You see I'm still in my night.
Sure.
Slid my boots on. I grabbed my basement key. I grabbed my truck key, my car key, all of that. Went out, checked everything out there. Nowhere in sight.
And that is... Go ahead.
I walked about 4 or 5 blocks through there looking for him and that through the alleys and all of that. Didn't see him nowhere. I got tired of walking. I went back home, grabbed my minivan, went out looking for him about an hour and a half. Got back home. I took me my medicine that I'm supposed to be taking.
What is that?
I've just been buying Dayquil.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So,
sure.
And there's some nights I'll 2-3 hours, and then I'll be up 2-3 hours. I'll get back up. So it just depends on it. Last night I got up one time.
Right. And so you've been up since 4, or did you go back to sleep?
Well, I went home about 5:30. Took my medicine. I've been taking Thermoflu, Dayquil, and Mucinex.
Sure.
Trying to get all of it.
Right, trying to balance it up.
And took some. I winded up laying there, dozing back off.
In bed or on a couch?
On the couch.
On a couch. So, at what point did you wake up the kids or Brittany to make sure they didn't know where little James was?
Well, it was around about 8:30 this morning. I woke back up with everybody, and we all went looking again, and then we couldn't find him nowhere. We came here.
Sure, sure.
I mean, this was our last resort.
Right. Did he have his shoes on? Did he wear his shoes?
I ain't been up in this room. I don't know what's going on.
What was he wearing the last time you saw him?
He had on a pair of blue and red Batman pants, night pants.
Sure.
And a red night t-shirt.
Blue and red Batman pants. And a what?
A red t-shirt.
And a red t-shirt. And that's what he was wearing when you saw him last?
Yes.
When he went upstairs to go to bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Last time when he took off, he had his shoes on when I found him and his jacket.
Does he have glasses?
Yes.
So does, what color hair has he got?
Brown.
How, long is it?
About your length, maybe a little longer.
Hopefully you got a big ass bald spot.
No, not yet. Hopefully you don't wind up like that either.
Right.
Receiving hairline.
So, what's your gut feeling of what you think happened to little James?
I don't know. I'm hoping he's somewhere there in the neighborhood hiding.
Does he have any friends that he hangs out with?
None I'm aware of.
Does he have any of the parks that he likes to go to?
Any parks. I mean, he's going to swing, anything will be on it. Any kid. I've taken places, do things with them, but if they're bad, I don't reward their behavior.
How do you guys normally discipline them whenever they do screw up?
Make them stand in a corner.
Okay.
I mean, I try to refrain from whooping their butt or any. I mean, so worried about 2-for-1 kids with theirs. I mean.
Right. Have you ever been in trouble with them before?
No, sir. I mean, well, my brother Lee called them on me one time. They came out.
Was that over on Woodside?
No, it was down in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
And they came out, investigated everything. He lied, said that I was burning my stepdaughter's hair. And burning her. She walked around with black eyes all the time. So they came out and investigated it all. I wasn't home at the time.
Right.
So I had to take off work one day. I was busy doing a side job.
Right.
The very next day I took off work, went downtown to where the building is. Went in, I discussed it with them, and that was the last we heard. Didn't hear nothing else.
I was looking at it. What's your phone number?
4090.
So, does Brittany have a phone?
Yes.
What's her number, do you know?
Good luck. It's programmed in my phone. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
799 14 something. I can't remember.
That's all right. We'll do that. Okay. Well, like I said, I really appreciate you talking to me. And we're still trying to get to the bottom of all this. And obviously, you and Brittany are our number one sources of information that's going to help us right now. So, again, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to do any of that, let me know. I mean, you're not, you're free to go whenever, but we got to find him. I'm sure you want him found as bad as we do.
I'd like to go as soon as possible before I go back out looking for him.
Sure. Well, you hold tight right here, and if you need something knocking on the door, I'm going to go check and see what else they can come up with, and maybe I got good news.
He sits in that room by himself for 45 more minutes. Down the hall, Brittany is answering questions for all 45 of them.
I hope so.
All right.
Man, why does this boy have to do this? God, James, why do you do this to us? Come on, I'm gonna get out and look for my stepson. This ain't doing me no good here. And I'm gonna have to be out helping find him. Come on, I want to go try to find my stepson, man. God, please, let us find him. Come on, I need to go do something before I fall asleep again. I hate being sick. That's all I want to do when I sit around is go to bed. Man, James, why did you do this to us? I should have put cartoons on for the kids before I left. Rick probably ain't gonna figure out that remote. What are you doing with my kids? Go looking for my stepson. I laid my head down too long. I won't end up going to sleep. Ready to take me my nap. Since I ain't able to go look for my son. People, before I fall asleep, I want to go look for my son. Wake up. Come on, people, I want to go look for my son.
Let me stop for a second, because I think this part matters. Between 2010 and 2020, more than 18,000 children in this country died from abuse or neglect. Not 18,000 cases. 18,000 kids. The most recent year the federal government has finished counting is 2024. That year it was 1,773. More than 8 out of 10 of them were murdered by a parent. Almost half of them were under a year old. That's close to 5 children every single day. As we go into the other half of this video, James Hamilton stops being the concerned parent who lost a child and now starts answering real questions as his story falls apart. If you're new here, please subscribe, and for my regulars, thank you for always being here.
Hello. You want some more water?
Yes.
All right, hold on, I'll be right back. Here we go. There you go. So, James, I've gotten some more, I got a little bit more info than we talked last time, and just because you've been here for a while, and you got brought down in Cruiser, didn't you? Okay. Well, we've got a little bit different rules and all that. And I'm going to read you this just because we've been here for a little while. I'm coming up, this is actually our Miranda warnings. Have you ever had these read to you before?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, warning, I am a police officer. I warn you that you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can and will be used in a court of law against you. And you have the right to consult with a lawyer before and during any questioning, and you have excuse me.
Bless you.
And to have a lawyer present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you free before any questioning will begin, and you may stop talking to me or any other police officer at any time during questioning. If you wouldn't mind, can you put the date? It is 2/28, and we'll make the time, let's make it 1:13. And if you would sign that I read that to you, and
what time? 1:13?
yes, sir, 1:13 p.m. And if you wouldn't mind signing that for me, and if do you read and write okay? Can you read that top paragraph for me, if you wouldn't care?
I, James Hamilton, have been advised of all my rights as contained on this card, and I understand all of them, and I wish to talk to you without, no, see, sure I haven't read that before.
Why is that?
Depends on what kind of questioning.
Oh, it's just,
I mean, it's without a lawyer present. I mean, if you're sitting there trying to question me as a suspect or something like that, then...
No, well, you've been here a little while, and you said whenever we walked in the door that we all wanted the same thing, and that's just fine, little James. I basically don't, I've got other officers out doing a bunch of stuff. I've got other officers that are out checking vacant buildings. They're out pulling videos from surveillance cameras that are in the neighborhood around there, and it's kind of like, I really don't have anything else to do right now other than to go back, kind of retrace steps, go over things again.
I'm starting to get hungry. I like to go home. I mean, I like to take my kids and my fiance home.
Sure. Well, with that being said, your fiance,
I'll answer any questions you want me to.
Do what, sir?
I'll answer any questions you want me to.
Well,
as of right now, I have gave you as much information as I know.
Well, not necessarily, because Brittany's kind of told a little bit different version. And I would say a little bit just because that's just being conservative. She's told a little bit of a different version of kind of the events leading up to what has occurred. Like I said, you said whenever you first discovered that he was missing, you went out and walked the neighborhood, and we found, which door did you go out of?
I went out the side.
Did you go to the alley or did you go to Crawford?
I went over the alley and then down through looking for him. I mean, like I said, he was on the back steps that first time. That was my first thing.
The back steps, like...
Going down to the basement door.
Okay. And were those doors open?
No, they're not. They're padlocked shut.
But now they are, or they were then?
They were then, too. He was just sitting there on the steps about halfway down.
Oh, whoa. It goes down, then they're padlocked.
Yeah.
I got you.
Outside out.
Yeah, I got you. So little James was kind of acting up a little bit last night, and he had to go to bed early, right?
Yes.
And what time did he go up to
Don't recall.
Just a guess.
I don't even want to give you a guess because I do not recall how many.
So, but it was before everybody else.
Yes.
So you go upstairs with James and help him get in his bed or in his bedroll?
I did not.
Okay, you did not what?
Go upstairs with James.
Okay, who went up with him?
They do it on their own.
Okay, so he went up early and earlier than everybody else. So aside from a time, let's say, not a specific time, but did he go up a half an hour early? Did he go up an hour early?
I'm not too for sure, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you one thing.
No.
20 minutes from now, it'd be something else, and...
No, and you see, and like I said, I'm talking to you now because I've got more information, and I've read your rights mostly because you've been here for a little while, and I don't know if you were maybe just tired, you were confused. You told me that you've been taking medication, but some of the kind of big details are different than what Brittany has explained to me, and as well as the other two kids, it's a little bit different than what we initially. That's why. Whenever something happens, I always tell people there's three sides to every story. What this guy says, what this guy says, and what really happened. Just because, it's just the nature of the beast.
Yes, sir.
Everybody doesn't see something the same. Everybody doesn't view something the same. Everybody doesn't remember something the same. But that's why I'm trying to talk to you again. I'm not trying to trip you up. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to make sure we didn't miss something.
My main concern is finding James, sir.
Sure.
That's my main concern right now.
Sure.
I mean, that's all I got on my mind is where's my stepson, where's my stepson.
Then help you guys find James. That's why we're here.
I gave you all the information I know.
Okay. So at some point during the morning, Brittany goes upstairs and picks James up and brings him down the stairs. Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Okay. Because she's claiming you were awake and you were there when she brought him back down the stairs. Is she incorrect there, or is she making that up, or could that have happened?
It could have. I remember. Like I said, I'd sit there and I'd doze off.
Sure.
I was just sitting right here going to sleep.
Sure. So do you remember sometime after all the kids went upstairs and they were asleep or went to bed, because God knows they may lay there for an hour, but sometime after that, Brittany goes upstairs and gets little James and carries him back down the stairs?
Not that I recall, sir.
Not that you recall? Okay. Because Brittany's saying that you were awake when she brought him back downstairs and you guys talked briefly.
I might have. I do not recall, sir.
Okay.
When I'm half asleep in that, I remember.
Sure. But you're positive that whenever James went upstairs, you didn't go up with him?
I'm positive on that one.
You're 110%.
Yes.
So, alright, scratch that.
Can I ask what's being said about that?
About what?
Me going upstairs with James.
Brittany and both kids are saying that you walked upstairs with James. Okay, let me scratch that. They're both saying you guys walked upstairs together. Now, whether you were walking up to do something else, because the bathroom's downstairs, right?
Yes.
Whether you were walking up to make sure the windows were closed, whether you were walking up just to make a sweep, make sure all the lights are out. I'm not going to say you went up together, like hand in hand. I'm saying you guys went up about the same time.
Could have happened. I do go through making sure the kids turn the lights.
Sure. So when you were up there, was James, did he go straight to bed, or was he in his room? Was he in room?
As far as I know, he was supposed to have been in his room going to bed.
But you didn't see him in there?
I didn't recall seeing him at all.
So tell me one more time.
And I do recall going up, turning the lights off, because the hall light was on and the front room light was on.
And was that with little James?
He might have came up right behind me.
Well, but he got sent up because he was pestering you guys and being a pain in the ass. Everybody has agreed on that. Everybody has totally agreed that little James was being a pain in the ass and that he went up to bed. He got put to bed early. He was pissed. He didn't want to go to bed, which, I get it. But he was being an ass, so you guys sent him to bed. And you went up and again, either with him, shortly behind him, shortly in front of him. You and James were upstairs about the same time.
Could have been, yes. I don't recall seeing him up there with me when I went and turned the lights off. Sure.
When you went up, was he still downstairs or had he already been up?
I don't recall right off, sir. I really don't.
Okay. So you go up, you make a sweep, and one more time, they've all got their own bedrooms.
Yes.
And it was your understanding that little James was in his room?
Yes.
Okay. So, because is saying, and kind of half-backed him up here, and again, I know they were kids, but that James was actually in his bedroom with sleeping on the same mattress or bedroll that when Brittany came in and picked him up and took him back downstairs. And as for Brittany is saying that you were awake when she brought him back downstairs.
Well, when James went upstairs, it was 9 o'clock, their bedtime.
Okay. But
normally by then I am done sitting there dozing on the couch and getting ready for bed myself. I get up between 4 and 5 o'clock every morning and get ready for work. Sure. Weekends, it's only days I got off. This morning, like after I came back from looking from him around 5:30, I laid back down, fell back asleep.
So when you got up about, you said, let's say about 4 o'clock, when you first noticed James was not in his bed, correct?
Correct.
And did you check all the other kids' beds?
I didn't actually check. I just looked through the door.
Sure. And made sure that James wasn't in there.
Yeah.
And then at that point, did you say anything to Brittany?
Yes, I woke her up, told her that I was going out to look for him, and I'd be back.
Okay.
Apparently she laid there and dozed back to sleep.
Sure. So there's the house. So you're saying you went outside door.
Yes.
And you went to the alley?
Yes.
So there's the alley. And there's the downstairs stairs, right? In the back somewhere. So you go out this way. And which way down the alley did you go?
I went to the right.
So you came down and went down the alley that way?
Left.
Oh, you're right. My bad. So you went up and you went towards the tunnels?
Yes.
So
then I got so far up there, there's another alley cuts this away. I went down it because there's garage and all of that right in there. I didn't know if it was unlocked, open.
Sure.
Went looking, went on down, out the next alley. Down.
Did you have your phone on you?
Yes.
So which one of those phones is yours?
203-4090.
What does that look like?
Motorola E6. Me and her have the same phone.
Oh, okay. What kind of case does your...
Well, she's using her new one, and I'm using... I got two phones also, just like Brittany does. And, that's the main number I used, that number.
And what kind of case is on that?
Just a phone case.
I mean, is it black? Is it
Black.
pink? It's black, okay. Has it got a button on the back?
Yeah, mine does with the magnet.
Gotcha. And Brittany, her phone is an E6, right?
Well, she's using her, I don't even remember what kind it is. The one she mainly uses is her new one.
Okay. Okay, cool.
An LG something,
Right.
I don't remember right off.
So you went out, you go down, and you hit that street. That's gonna be Sherman, the next one,
Sherman's on the other side.
on the left side.
Sherman's goes towards the left.
Wayne.
Yes,
Wayne. So you go over, you hit, do you cross Wayne and stay in the
No,
alley?
I just-
Or you went to the first alley?
I went down Wayne to that little park that sits down there.
Oh, yeah.
That was my nest instinct.
Right.
There at the park.
So you did walk all the way down to Sherman Park?
Is that what that's considered?
Yeah. I think that's basketball goal.
Yeah, because it
the
goes all
alley.
the way through.
It's kind of hilly a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sherman Park. So you walked to Sherman Park, and did you walk through the park, or did you look around and just go straight back?
Walked through the park, looking around, went back up Sherman, walked through a couple alleys over that way, and then I came back to the house, got in the van, went looking for him.
Okay. And so did you have your phone on you the whole time?
Yes, but I don't keep my location on.
Oh, okay. Why don't you keep it on?
Just don't like to.
Okay. Do you
Battery dead.
do you have a Google account?
Yes.
What is it? Do you know what it is off the top of your head?
All lowercase letters, JAWS
JAWS
937
937.
@gmail.com.
Okay. And that is attached to that phone.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Because that still works even though your location ain't on. That way I can just say, yeah, you did go out and walk around and look for him and all that stuff. No big deal. So you were out looking for how long were you on foot looking for him?
Probably 25, 30 minutes.
25, 30 minutes. So then you go back. Did you go back in a house or did you just go back and grab your
Just went back and grabbed
van
the
and then take off? Okay. So where all did you drive then?
I don't really know all the names of the streets.
Sure, but just right around the
I
neighborhood?
made it all the way from Braille over to almost Titus, driving up and down streets.
So you drove all the way out to Brill?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was looking all over for them.
Sure.
I went down, as far as I went was to, Grand, I believe it is, right there. As far as I went down in
Did you make it over to Roosevelt, like around the tunnels and the woods and all that? So did you cross the tracks at all?
No, I have not.
So while you were looking, you went all east?
I went all over by our house.
Right, but you went all east. So at no point during that time frame were your Google ain't gonna show that you were west of the tracks?
No.
You never went across tracks at all. Very good, very good. Well, and with these kind of things, since I basically got nothing else to go on until I do, I'm sure you've seen enough TV and enough movies that all we can really do is focus on you guys to see if there's any info that you guys just forgot or anything of that nature. So,
I'm just.
So you can honestly
looking for my stepson.
Right.
I mean, literally, that's all I want.
So you can honestly say that no way do you remember Brittany coming down with little James?
No. I mean, not that I recall. Like I said, I
Well,
off in that.
right, well, James, here's kind of where we are, like, just totally being completely and totally honest with you. We all, well, you've been in trouble before, you've got a prior, you've got DV issues, you've had an abduction issue,
Well,
so,
that was dismissed in court though,
okay,
too.
all right, what court was that?
Cincinnati, Hamilton
So,
County.
but what I'm saying is, we all do things that get out of hand. There's always things that are gonna pop up that looking back, we wish we could have changed or have controlled or did later.
There's a lot of things.
And, and I'm right here with you. I'm right behind you. I mean, just because I'm on this side of the table, I ain't one frog's hair any better than you are. I mean, you're just.
I dealt with, detective, I forget his name right here, over my nephew touching my stepfather there.
Right. One of these or the other one? The one
One
around?
of these detectives, I can't remember his name right off.
Right. Who was your nephew?
Michael Abney.
Okay. So, but what we are right here, right now, is kind of, I guess, I hate using the word, but I'll use the word opportunity, just because I really have never, in 15 years, I've never been able to figure out a better word for it. But it's kind of an opportunity for people that I talk to, if there's more to the story, if there's more information, if there's details.
Leave me your card, I'll call you
if there's anything at all.
else.
Right.
I mean, I'm very cooperative.
Sure.
I mean, I ain't never once lied about nothing I did or nothing.
Right.
I mean, I own up to everything I've done.
So would you take a polygraph test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And would you give me permission to check your phone and your email to
I prefer not. There is pictures and that's in there that I don't want nobody seeing. That's in my Gmail account.
Okay. Of adult?
My fiance.
Oh, Brittany.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine. That's no big deal.
Well, I mean, I still prefer not.
Okay.
Because of that reason.
So I can look at everything but pictures?
I don't really mind, though.
Okay. All right. Well, hold tight. Grab it.
Can I ask how much longer this is going to be, sir?
Yeah,
I'd love to go look for my son. I need my medicine.
His prior list didn't stop where the detective stopped reading. Hamilton County court records carry a burglary back in '99, a weapons charge in 2005, drug offenses, disorderly conduct, obstructing official business, possession of an open flask. On the other hand, a search of the local court records turns up no criminal history for Brittany Gosney.
Come on, I'm fucking hungry. I need a cigarette. I need to go look for my son. I need to take my medicine. Man, I still got some laundry we gotta go to for the kids, us.
You alright? Did you try to open the door?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay, alright.
God, come on, I want to go help try to find my son.
James.
Yes, sir.
Talked to you out there at your house
Yes,
for
sir.
a few minutes. I just talked to my girlfriend there, and I'm terrible with names. What's her name?
Brittany.
Brittany. All right, now she's told me most of the truth, okay? She's saying she don't remember where he's at, but she's told me about he's dead, okay? And that you guys were together with the children, okay? It is what it is. Like I told her,
Can't change it.
I can help you through this, but you gotta help me through this, okay?
What do you want to know, sir?
I need to know where the body's at.
That I do not know. As for me being with her and the kids, no, sir, I was not.
Okay, and we can talk about that
I
later.
got home.
We can talk about if you were there or not later, okay? She's saying all five of you were together, and this is what happened, okay? I'm not gonna go into details what she told me there, okay? So at this point,
Well, what did she tell you that happened, sir?
well, I know that he's dead, and I know that his body's somewhere, and I need to figure out, I'm wanting right now to recover his body is really important to me, because it gives closure to both of you guys, okay? That's the most important thing. We can go into detail later, okay? But right now, I need to know where you guys were at when this happened, or where she was at when this happened. Okay, because surely she's smart enough to tell you, even if you weren't with her, okay, you gotta take some, ownership of this, okay? Don't minimize anything.
The ownership I would take of it where I didn't call when she brought the body home, sir.
Okay. Where is the body then? When she brought the body home,
idea.
what did she say she did with it?
She didn't tell me, sir. It happened up at Rush Run Park is where it happened at.
It happened in Rush Run.
Yes, she was supposed to take the kids up there, give them a scare tactic.
Right.
Drop them off for a few minutes, turn around and go get them, because they all was acting up real bad.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden she calls me, tells me he's dead. Who's dead? And she told me that James was chasing after her, that he tripped and fell and hit his head, busted his head open.
Okay.
And he was dead.
And that very well, it's an accident.
But now, so when she brought the body back to the house,
She brought the body back to the house.
and what's the conversation then?
Conversation.
I'd have been freaking out.
I was. I
Okay.
told her. I mean, she called me. She said, I can't find nowhere to do this. That dropped the off or nothing. I said, Rush Run, boat dock. Right there by the bathroom.
Right.
She told me that she's at some building.
Right.
I don't know exactly where she's talking about, the building up there at Rush Run or none of that.
So, did she leave? You're saying she brought the body back home though?
Yes.
Okay, where was the body at when you saw it?
Upstairs in his bedroom.
In his bedroom. And
What time?
When was all this? A couple days ago? Yesterday, today?
Friday night.
It was Friday night, so we're into Sunday now. We were Sunday morning. And how did you guys come up with the idea of, well, we're gonna have to report him missing at some point, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was her idea, sir.
Okay. So, you guys are up, or she's up at Rush Run, she brings the body home. Does she go back up to Rush Run?
No, she does not.
Okay, this is gonna help you tremendously. If I can find this and you weren't there, then if you can help me find the body, then that's gonna be huge for you.
Right now, you're trying to do the right thing and help out your fiance. You're protective of her already. We've established that because you were talking about having dirty pigs over, and you don't. And that's what a man does. The man protects and helps. I'm going to call her your wife, but you know, nobody's blaming you for you trying to help her.
Yeah, I'd help my wife. Okay, I understand that. I understand the love that you have for her, okay? It's not what we're talking about. We really do understand that. So she brings the body home. Is it in the bedroom? And then what happens? Even if you yourself went out totally by yourself and got rid of it, I just need to know where. You're still
helping your wife.
I don't know exactly where it was, sir.
Okay, were you with her when the body was dumped?
Yes.
Okay. If we went out driving, did you take it back up to Rush Run?
We wasn't up the Rush Run, man. He's off a bridge. He's in the river.
Okay. What bridge? Middletown Bridge?
No. Cincinnati.
Down in Cincinnati?
Well, it's the bridge that goes from Kentucky to Indiana.
Is that the 71 bridge? Is that 71?
275.
Oh, okay.
Right. Did you bag him up or anything?
No.
So he was in his clothing? Okay. How did you what time of day or night is this?
This was about 3 o'clock this morning.
This morning? Okay. What did you do with the other two kids go with you then?
No, they was at home in bed asleep.
Alright, so both of you guys get up. We gotta do something. And then take him down to Cincinnati off 71, you're thinking?
275, yeah.
Okay, and just throw him off the bridge, or did you?
Hold him off the bridge.
Was it like a stream, or was it the actual river?
The actual river.
The Ohio River, the big one.
Yes.
Alright, but you're doing good. I know this is hard on you, alright? Look at me. I know this is hard on you.
Now I'm going to jail just for helping her. Though.
Okay, we can figure all that out.
To me, man.
Okay, listen,
This ain't fair to me.
it ain't fair to the little boy either. We'll figure it out. We'll
I
figure it out.
agree with you. I told her that. I mean, when she called me and told me she's at the wrong place, I told her, fucking turn around, come home. Turn around, come home.
At the wrong place. You mean a Rush Run?
At Rush Run. When she said she wasn't at the right place, there's a building here, I can't do it there, I said, turn around, come on home. Just bring him home.
All right. Okay.
What was her plan then? Because he didn't accidentally fall.
I don't know, sir. I mean, the story she told me when she came home, 1 minute it was he had the handle door, and she took off, and he fell.
On the car? On the van?
On my van.
Okay.
Then the next minute it was that he was chasing after her, tripped and fell.
So she told you a couple of different stories.
Yes.
Alright.
I put that on my mom's grave.
Okay. Okay. I can confirm that.
So when exactly was the first time she called you and said, basically, hey, something's wrong with him? When was that?
After she dropped him off there at the boat dock, she called me immediately, told me she's on her way back home and that he's dead. Or I'm sorry, she sent a text to my phone is what it was.
Mm.
I called her instantly. I said, what do you mean he's dead?
So was he by himself or were the other kids?
The other kids was there too.
They were with her?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the 3 kids and her that left the other Friday night.
Sure. Okay.
Alright, bud.
I mean, the only part I had for them was not calling you when she came with the body.
Well, and part of this too, you may need to hop in a car with me and him, and you're going to show us where this happened at, where he went in the river.
Either way, we have to recover.
Yeah, we're going to have to recover. So, all right, well, just hold tight.
She's trying to blame me for this shit. Oh, fuck this. God damn what she gets me involved with. I'm getting ready to spend the rest of my life in jail for nothing, man. I didn't have no part in this except for helping her. I love you. I really do. Put me and her in the same room. Let's get this on out. Put me and her in the same room, question us. We'll get the truth. catch up on my sleep. I need it now. I don't fucking know why, but I still love you.
Restroom, give me 1 second, I'll take your thing, alright? I make a phone call real quick and then I'll take you back.
Y'all want the truth, put us in the same room. Question us. Love you, Mom. Why did I put myself in this predicament with her?
You need to use your restroom?
As you remember, the Ohio was at flood level around this time. No diver could enter it until March 10th. On the 17th, sonar and a cadaver dog settled on the same stretch of water, and the prosecutor said there was a high probability the boy was in it. That is as close as anyone has come. In March, both James Hamilton and Brittany Gosney were indicted. 31 counts in all. 15 of those 31 were his. By the end of August, he took a deal and pleaded guilty to 4 out of 15. 1 count of kidnapping, 2 counts of child endangering, 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse. The other 11 were dismissed. On October 5th, he is sentenced to 15 to 19 years, with credit for the 219 days he has already served, and an order to register as a violent offender. His wife, Priscilla, the one whose house this began in, stands up in that courtroom and tells the judge that James Hamilton is not the monster everyone is making him out to be. Judge Noah Powers reaches for a different word. He calls his actions despicable and says he has had a difficult time conceiving someone could do something like this.
A disturbing discovery, to say the least. Prosecutors say that Brittany Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, hogtied and gagged her 3 children, leaving them like that for several hours the day before her son's death. It's another day of heartbreak for Doralino Farley and Marlene Farley, the aunts of 6-year-old James Hutchinson.
Especially to know this, that they tied my nephews up and my niece. And I feel really hurt because I couldn't be there to rescue them.
Both want answers, but another disturbing detail of how their nephew was treated brings more pain.
I'm speechless, but I can't believe that she did that.
New documents filed today by the prosecutors reveal that Brittany Gosney and James Hamilton had tied up the hands and feet of 6-year-old James Hutchinson and his 2 siblings, then gagged them with a cloth. The pair left them like that for hours the day before Gosney tried to abandon her children at Rush Run Wildlife Area.
I want answers. I want justice. I want to know why she did it.
A Preble County Sheriff's report says Gosney claims she was under pressure from her boyfriend, James Hamilton, to get rid of the children. Both Doralino and Marlene are traumatized by the loss of their nephew, unable to wrap their head around Gosney's actions, bracing themselves for the worst as this case unravels.
Because I know there's more to it.
Count 19, 23, 24.
The next time Sarah Woods sees her stepdad, he'll be learning how long he'll be spending in prison.
As to that charge, what is your plea?
Guilty.
James Hamilton said that 4 times for 4 felonies: kidnapping, child endangerment, and gross abuse of a corpse.
Those pleas erased any question, and should erase any question in the minds of anybody in the public, of the guilt, the absolute guilt of these defendants.
I don't believe it was all on him.
Prosecutors say in February he helped his then-girlfriend Brittany Gosney get rid of her 6-year-old son's body after she hit James Hutchinson, trying to abandon him and her 2 other kids in this Preble County park. Investigators say she took the boy home and she and Hamilton kept him in the house until they drove to the Ohio River near Lawrenceburg and tossed him in a brick tied to his foot. His body's never been found.
He has told me multiple times that, he did help her do that.
Hamilton's also charged with endangerment for allegedly hog-tying Gosney's 2 other kids and stuffing cloth in their mouths. Those claims his sister Virginia Abney and wife Priscilla say they don't believe.
He's not the monster everybody's making him out to be. He's really not.
Children.
I don't believe that. She never wanted them kids in the beginning. She really didn't.
It's not all him. He's not a monster. He's really a good guy. He did mess up. He's paying the price.
And they have expressed themselves about the monster named Hamilton, who did monstrous things to little Jimmy. And when he threw his body in the Ohio River, that is the act of a calculated monster.
Hamilton's family in tears as he walks back into jail.
You helped cover up a murder of an innocent, bright-eyed, beautiful 6-year-old boy. Here is what I want to say in the family. Do you, James Hamilton, know what you single-handedly took away from us? The Ohio River is now a huge, unmarked grave that no one can go visit.
I'm terribly sorry about what had happened to all 3 children. I'm very sorry the part I played in that night. That night I thought she was taking the kids someplace safe. When I found out what was going on, I told her to bring them back home and she would not listen to me.
The court has a difficult time even conceiving that somebody would do something like this. The court will not be considering any minimum sentences in this case. The acts are so heinous that it's repulsive to the court to even consider those things.
And the first thing he said was, when he finally admitted it all, why are you blaming me for this, what she did? Why am I at fault for that child being killed or taken to the woods? How come I'm accused of all of these things? Are you kidding me? That's called psychopathic, narcissistic behavior, where it's all about him.
James Hutchinson, remember his name. He was 6. We hope that his name and his contagious smile haunts you for the rest of your natural-born life.
James Robert Hutchinson was 6 years old, a first grader at Rosa Parks Elementary. Every school morning he hugged his teachers on the way in. All of them, one after another, before he would go to class. On a Friday night in February, he worked out that he was being left in a park. So he did what a 6-year-old does. He went after the van, and he held on to it. He was dragged and crushed to his death by his own mother. He died on the cold ground in the dark, a few feet from her, and she left him lying in the parking lot while she went to the bathroom. Then she carried him home and laid him in his own bedroom, and he stayed up there for 2 more nights while the house carried on beneath him. On Sunday, before the sun came up, they drove him to a bridge and dropped him into the Ohio River. In March of 2021, about 200 people filled the stands at Barnett Stadium for little James. A teacher named Rick Krebs and his high school art students had painted his portrait and unveiled it there that night. At a vigil that spring, his father, Lewis, said, "All she had to do was give him to me." There is a bench at his school now, and a fund opened in his name for the 2 children who are still here. It is called James, You Are Loved. It is 2026. His body has never been recovered. James has never come home. And even though you are no longer with us, with more than 100,000 people watching the last episode and sharing your story, I want to say you are loved, little James, and I hope you are at peace. For the 0.1% of you who subscribed, thank you. I am glad you are here. For the 99.9% just passing through, you are welcome too. And if this was worth your time, I would love it if you subscribed. If you have not seen episode 3, this video might seem confusing and incomplete. Check it out. Remember to check up on your kids, even the grown ones who think they don't need you. They will always need you, and they will always be your little babies at heart. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. See you in episode 5.